All right, folks, let's talk about Hell Is Us. Yeah, that's literally the title. And after spending way too many hours with this game, I can confirm the hell part is accurate. But is it the good kind of hell? The metal, demon-slaying, adrenaline-pumping hell? Or is it the kind of hell where you're stuck in traffic behind a grandma driving 10 miles per hour in the fast lane while Nickelback plays on repeat? Let's break it down. So, the story. You play this dude who comes back to his war-torn homeland, only to find it crawling with weird, supernatural creatures. Think family drama meets Silent Hill, but with political undertones. Sounds badass, right? Except, the writing can't decide if it wants to be deep and philosophical or edgy and emo. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it feels like a high school kid's notebook scribbles. The premise had me hooked, though, exploring a land torn, apart by both civil war and these mysterious calamities, is a neat setup. But holy shit, sometimes the pacing feels like watching paint dry. I don't need a full therapy session every time I talk to an NPC, all right? Just give me the lore and let me stab some monsters. Now, the meat of it, the gameplay. Combat is interesting. It's melee-focused, which I actually like. You're not running around with an arsenal of shotguns and RPGs like Doom Guy. You've got swords, axes, and other medieval-style weapons. It feels gritty. When it clicks, it feels awesome. Landing a heavy slash on one of those shadowy freaks is satisfying as hell. But then comes the other side of the coin. The hit detection? Kinda janky. Sometimes I swing straight through an enemy's face and the game's like, nah, that didn't count. Excuse me? My blade just went through his skull. Give me my damn damage numbers. And don't get me started on the dodge mechanic. It's clunky. Sometimes you roll out perfectly, sometimes you roll right into the monster's attack like a dumbass, and the game's like, lol, get gud. It's not me, bro, it's you. Exploration, though, is where the game actually shines. The devs went with this no map, no quest markers approach. At first, I was like, oh cool, old school immersion, let's go. And honestly, when it works, it works. Stumbling into creepy ruins or abandoned villages without a giant glowing arrow telling you where to go feels immersive as hell. But after a while, Jesus Christ, give me a damn compass. I don't need Ubisoft map vomit, but walking in circles for 30 minutes because the game refuses to give me a hint isn't immersive. It's torture. All right, let's talk visuals. Credit where it's due. This game looks gorgeous. The environments are moody, atmospheric, and just dripping with tension. The art team deserves a raise, no question. The ruins, forests, and wastelands feel oppressive in all the right ways. Monsters? Mixed bag. Some designs are creepy as hell and feel like nightmares ripped out of your subconscious. Others look like rejected Pokemon. I literally fought one and said out loud, "What the fuck is this, a haunted jellyfish?" Not exactly spine-chilling. Character models are solid, but not mind-blowing. Animations sometimes look stiff, especially in cutscenes, but nothing game-breaking. Now, sound design. This is a weird one. The ambient audio is fantastic. The howling wind, distant echoes, the way the world creaks and groans, it pulls you in. The soundtrack, though? Forgettable as hell. I couldn't hum you a single track from this game if my life depended on it. Voice acting is inconsistent. Some performances are emotional and believable. Others sound like the actor just woke up from a nap and phoned it in. You ever hear a supposedly dramatic line get delivered so flat it makes you laugh? Yeah, that happens here. So let's talk about the big question. Is Hell Is Us worth your money? Here's the deal. It's not a full-price AAA game, but it ain't cheap either. For the price, you're getting maybe 15-20 hours of content if you stick to the main stuff, a bit more if you're stubborn enough to explore every inch of the mapless wasteland. But here's the thing. The gameplay loop can get repetitive. If you're not vibing with the combat early on, you're probably not gonna last. This is one of those love it or hate it kind of games. Personally, I think it's worth a try. On sale. At full price? Nah, man. Save your money, wait for a discount, grab it when it's 30% off. All right, final verdict time. Story, 6.5 out of 10. Cool concept, inconsistent writing. Gameplay, 6 out of 10. Fun melee combat when it works. Janky as hell when it doesn't. Visuals, 8 out of 10. Gorgeous world, creepy atmosphere. Monsters are a hit or miss. Audio, 6 out of 10. Solid ambience, May soundtrack, mixed voice. Acting. Value, 6 out of 10. Decent length, but not worth full price unless you're a masochist. Overall, score, 6.5 out of 10. Hell Is Us is one of those games that's more interesting than great. It tries some bold ideas, and I respect that, but the execution is messy. If you're into artsy, atmospheric, experimental action adventures, you'll find stuff to love here. But if you're expecting a polished, mainstream banger, you're gonna be pissed. So yeah, Hell Is Us. Not terrible, not amazing, just a weird middle child of gaming. It's like ordering a burger and getting a vegan patty. Some people will say it's unique and flavorful. Others will spit it out and scream betrayal. I'm somewhere in the middle like, yeah, it's food, I guess. But hey, that's just me. What do you think? Does Hell Is Us look like your kind of hell? Or are you staying the hell away from it? Drop your takes in the comments and let's argue like civilized degenerates. Smash that like button. If you enjoyed me ranting, subscribe if you're into no BS reviews, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Uh-huh.